All right, looks like we're live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my live stream 2 days before Christmas in a complete panic. I got to run around and get Christmas gifts still, trying to beat the crowd because New York City residents, they wake up very, very late. So hopefully we can beat some crowds here. And with that, I say, what's up? What's up, Nick Umrican? How are you, brother? Good to see you. Brian Bernard out there on Long Island. Merry Christmas, Brian, to you and your family. Vincent Scaramuzzo. How are you, my brother? Oh, my God. We're just in a complete panic trying to get everything done for Christmas. My goal this morning is to find some Christmas stocking stuff. So what's up, Donald? How are you? Good morning to you. What's up, Biomess? How are you? RJ Henners, how are you? Hopefully the video's all right. The audio should be all right. It's always about the video when I'm walking the streets. But we'll try to find some stuff. It's not too cold in New York. Kids are like really, really hoping for a white Christmas. I'm like, man, I don't know how to tell you this, but once again, we don't even have a chance at that here in the New York area. So, Georgie, what's up, Bo? Merry Christmas. Well, Merry Christmas right back to you, Georgie. Darren Albertson, how are you? Aaron Lewis. We got a celebrity checking out the live stream. Aaron Lewis from Stained. I always had a tough time saying the name of that band because it's Stain with a D. S-T-A-I-N, D. All right. Oh, my, what's going on here? Wait a minute. Hide current comment. All right, I can do that. My screen is so tiny, so it's hard to get you guys on the big screen today. Here's the West Side. They call it a restaurant, but it's a diner. Very, very famous. I think they filmed a scene from Succession in here and other things. Very famous diner. Wait, let me get across the street. Let me get across the street. We'll give you a good angle on that. That's lovely right there, right? Hell yeah. Good morning from South Carolina. What's it? What's up, Amy? Jay Warren, how are you? I just finished my credit card. I just finished. My credit card oh, your credit card is steaming. No kidding, man. What's up, Rob Marati? How are you? Merry Christmas to you and yours. Oh, thanks for all you do. Damn, you just give me $5? Well, thank you very much. I'll take some fivers and likes. No problem. I will proudly take a fiver and a like today. Merry Christmas. The real life Santa Claus right there. He's getting ready to put on his red suit. You guys, Santa Claus right there. Yeah, make sure you get a picture with him. He's getting ready to put his red suit on. They're going Santa Claus. They're going. Look at it. Jesus. They walked away going, Santa Claus. And I don't know if you heard it on the mic, but then the one goes, are you Santa Claus? You're all done with your gift shopping. I'm jealous, Nick. This is like, see, the kids are in that weird area. You know, I don't think they believe in Santa, but they're off from school for a couple of weeks, and they're like, what are we doing today? And me and my wife are looking at each other like, oh, my God, we're going to run around with our heads chopped off? So you guys stay on your iPads with your friends. We can't do anything yet until we get the whole Christmas thing done. The hell what is this? What is this? It's a George Clooney movie. Are they going for an audience with this film? Directed by George Clooney, The Boys in the Boat. Well, damn. I didn't even hear of that movie. I saw a great documentary last night. What was it called? It was called, man, for you music lovers out there, it was called, let me just try to get to, guys, I can't, all right. I want to talk about this documentary, so I'm not going to be able to see the comments for a little bit, okay? I want to see the boat movie. Perfect, Captain. For real, perfect. So, Jesus, can you say that? Oh, very good. All right. I saw a really good documentary last night in between wrapping Christmas gifts. It's on Netflix. It's called something like, this will be close enough for you people, putting the circle in a square. Look for that on Netflix or something like that. It's basically these two guys, right? They were hanging out with the Pink Floyd early in their careers before everyone knew who Pink Floyd was. And they decided to start making album cover art, which is a lost art form. The kids today, because when they're picking out their music on iTunes, you know, the quote, which used to be the album cover, is now this big. So they don't really care about the art of an album or from an artist. But back in the day, kids, people really did give a shit about that. And some of the covers are iconic. Think Dark Side of the Moon. Think Band on the Run. I'm trying to remember some of the covers these two fellas did. And their company was called something like Hypnosis, something like that. But it was like Hypnosis with a G. Whatever. But look it up. But they hung out with the Pink Floyd nice and early in their careers. They all hung out together, and then they went off on their own. These two guys, and started making iconic album art. And certainly, look at the shrooms, man. Look at the shrooms. Will those get you high? No. Oh, the shiitakes. I'm looking for the, I want a microdose. Yeah, that's true. I'm looking at microdose. Oh, you got the chicken pots. You got some, homemade chicken soup. Come see this lady. It's broth. All right. All right. Merry Christmas to you, by the way. Thank you so much. I say Merry Christmas because it's Santa Claus. I don't think of it as okay. I'll see you later. Let me sit for a second, see what you guys are up to. Very festive. All right. So the documentary is very, very good. And they go through the whole history of these two guys that were making all the album covers. And can you air a grievance? I air a grievance almost every day. The RG family. Thank you, RG family. Are you shopping with the fam? No, man. I ran out of the house. They're sort of just getting it together. And I got to run out and get some stocking stuffers. So I thought this would be a good time. But now I'm live streaming. So now I got to worry about this looking and sounding good. Just talking about Floyd and you see a bunch of shrooms. I mean, isn't that just crazy? Do you still listen to Nirvana? Absolutely. Matthew, I listen more to the Nirvana Unplugged album. That's my go-to. I love Nirvana Unplugged. I love Alice in Chains Unplugged to this day. To this day. All right, let me scroll to the bottom. Oh, geez, you guys really are talking this morning. Hey, I know we won't get it this Christmas, but maybe next Christmas, Opie and Anthony will reunite. Oh, my God. Wouldn't that just be a Christmas miracle? All right. Yeah, but look for the Netflix documentary. I think something like Putting the Circle in the Square or something like that. And it's about the two guys that started a little business, Before then, people didn't really think about the album cover art. And they created a little cottage industry for themselves. And then obviously it took off from there. And then a whole bunch of other artists jumped on board. But these two guys, I think one guy was named Storm and the other guy was named Poe or something. And they started that whole thing with the album art, especially for the rock bands. They did a bunch of stuff for 10cc, Peter Gabriel, Pink Floyd, Paul McCartney was really, really into their work. And it was really, really good. And then, of course, just like everything else, they didn't get along anymore. And it just ended in a disaster. Of course it did. And they were with the Pink Floyd. That's what's so funny. Like, with the whole Opie and Anthony thing, everyone's like just amazed that we couldn't keep it together and keep it going. And we did like a 20-year run. That's like amazing if you think about it, because the more and more you dip into creative people, you realize in the end they just freaking hate each other, probably because they're creating so hard with each other and hanging out with each other more than anybody else in their lives, that they just kind of wear each other out. And, I talked about like the Paul McCartney and John Lennon happened to them. Keith and Mick certainly didn't like each other for a really long time. Steve and Tyler and Joe Perry hated each other for a long time, which I know it's a crazy thing to think of. I understand that. And I always forget about Roger Waters and David Gilmour, man. Those guys did not like each other, and that whole thing imploded as well. Tom Taylor, Merry Christmas to you, brother. All right. It is beautiful out here today. It's very, very nice. It's very, very festive. Oh, this is really funny. Yeah, I love telling you guys about New York bullshit. So you see this building over here, this brown one? You see how it's completely surrounded by those three buildings? This is the bullshit you deal with in New York City. So when me and my wife were trying to find a home, we actually looked at an apartment in that building really high up. I don't think it wasn't the penthouse, which looks amazing, by the way. It was really close. It was somewhere up there. The views were pretty much almost 360. We would have had almost the whole floor. We would have had a view of Midtown Manhattan. Beautiful view of Midtown Manhattan. We would have had a view of the Hudson River and a view looking kind of north. And the apartment was stunning, and it felt more like a home in the sky. It didn't feel like a New York City apartment. And I go to the realtor, man, these views are just fantastic. But I've heard horror shows over the years where people buy an apartment for the amazing views, and then 5 years later they build a building right next to it, and it blocks out your view. And not only that, it kills the value of your apartment. You get crushed. Some of these people lose everything because, they bought the thing because of the views, and next thing you know, the views are taken away. So now your apartment is worth like pennies compared to what you bought it for. So everyone knows this when they're looking for an apartment. So I go to the realtor. I'm like, hey, I love this place, and we were close to making an offer. And I said, but what about the views? Will the views go away? And the guy said, no, because it's on Fordham's campus, which it kind of is. Fordham University, their New York City school is right over there. They're like, because it's part of Fordham University, I believe. And then he looked it up. He's like, no, they cannot build. They cannot build around that building. Fast forward, the luxury of time, we would have got screwed. Look at the building. It's completely surrounded by three other buildings. When we looked at this thing, I'm telling you, it was the only building standing in that area. Oh, they're just a whole bunch of liars. Mike and the Mad Dog hate each other too. That's true. Look at Hall & Oates. That's true. Look at CC to the R, right? I don't know what to, it's kind of weird. I get bad luck, Bart. I get it. I mean, this question, I can't turn on a live stream without having to deal with this question every single time. Maybe I should just not even acknowledge these questions anymore. But look, I understand the show was so important to people. It was important to me. It gave me a great life, a great living. But see, at this point in my life, I only want to do things that make me happy. And Even if they throw a shitload of money at me, it doesn't make me happy anymore. So it's not something I want to do, Bad Luck Bart. Do you understand? So their view's another building. Exactly. Exactly. So people that live in that building that I just showed you, whatever they paid for their apartment, because the views went away. I mean, I'm just, you know, I'll just throw this at you. I would bet that the value of their apartment went down about 50%, at least, because a lot of people buy apartments in the city for the views more than anything. Dude. That's why I bought where I did, because I'm like, they can't actually build a building in the river to knock out my view, because you can't trust anybody in this world. Your thoughts on Danny Ross and his lies about your wife and children leaving you? Why is he so? I don't know why people are doing that type of thing. Happily married, and I'm literally shopping for them right now. Like I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Danny Ross. I've given him his props. He was a very, very talented guy. I didn't hang out with him personally, but he was very, very talented when he was on the Opie and Anthony show. That's all I know. That's all I know. If he's angry, I don't know what to do about that, because he's definitely talented enough. I would imagine he's doing something creative, because he was really, really good. He was a very important part of the Opie and Anthony show for a long time. And he was great behind the scenes, and he was really, really good on air as well. And he was a very good writer too. So I don't know. The show ended so many years ago. I don't know. It just sucks. You got to deal with like flat out lies about the people you love. When people really, really don't like you, and they don't have the best stuff against you, they just will flat out make up shit. I don't even know if he did that. I'm just taking your word, I guess, but I'm using that as an opportunity to talk in general about people that don't like you, and they're like, oh man, I'm just gonna make up shit then, I guess. I don't know, whatever. What am I gonna do? Let's see, good call. But look, man, I'll say it again, like, maybe I should talk about it more, obviously, but I want to talk about Opie and Anthony, way less than I do, and we're getting there. But, I think I've acknowledged over the years that we had a great staff. I've been doing radio a really long time, and I worked with a lot of people, definitely talented people, before Opie and Anthony, after Opie and Anthony, my career, like, look, in the end, people will mostly talk about Opie and Anthony. I get that as far as what I did in radio, but the fact is I had at least a 10-year career before I hooked up with Anthony. Then I did 20 years with Anthony. And then at this point, I'm close to 10 years after Anthony. And in that time, I've worked with a lot of talented, creative people. But nothing compares to the Opie and Anthony crew. I just thought that was very obvious to people. Maybe it's not. I don't know. And I appreciate everything those guys did for the Opie and Anthony show. And that's it. I mean, the show ended so long ago. It's weird to me. It's just weird to me. Whatever. I guess it just shows we did something pretty insanely good. Do. All right. I probably should really just turn this off so I could actually focus on shopping. See what the shops are doing today. Have you been offered to appear on podcasts? Pretty much every day. Pretty much every day. But I'm like, I have a very small staff, and most of my days are spent just hustling, editing podcasts, editing videos, live streaming. So I just feel like I don't have as much time. You know, bro, I don't feel like doing the Danny thing. I gave my 2 cents on that whole thing. You know, I hope he's doing all right, but I don't really. He's not in my. He's not in my life professionally or personally. And all I could say was that when he did stuff for Opie and Anthony, he was really, really good. And that's all I got. That's all I got. I don't. What happened? All right. Of course, this is where I wanted to like do the stocking stuffer thing, and they're not open yet. But what's up, Mike Bergen Jr.? How are you? Good to see you. Ever thought about living in the suburbs? Pretty much every day. Pretty much every day. I feel like we missed a boat on that, but we're trying to figure it out. Did Bert really hate Ernie? Dude, that's really funny. Oh, that's really funny. Look at that. That's beautiful. Just buy the wife a new car, shopping done. Yeah, you know, the funny thing is, like, Mike, my whole life, had a lot of success in radio. I've never had more than one car. Not a car guy. And then for the last, oh my God, I got to say, I've been in New York City 20 years at this point. Jesus, that's just crazy to think. I've been in New York 20 years. It's kind of stupid to have a second car. Opie, if it had, it looks like you want to say been the Opie and Bill Burr show with Patrice as the third mic, it would be way better. Well, nah, man, you can't deny that me and Anthony had very, very good chemistry. If you want to know the truth, I think if we would have switched out Jim Norton for Bill Burr, Patrice O'Neill, and maybe a couple other guys there, I think the show would have been way better if you want to know the truth. But with that said, you know, Jimmy absolutely crushed it for Opie and Anthony. But I think someone like Patrice or Bill Burr would have been more well-rounded for a radio show. But even with that, I mean, we crushed it with the lineup, Opie and Anthony and Jim Norton. What about buying the wife the box set of Tom Waits? Jesus. Entertainers get remembered for what they broke out with. McCartney still gets asked about the Beatles. Yeah, man. You know, I can't compare myself to Paul McCartney. I gotta acknowledge that. But like, Paul McCartney has done some amazing things outside the Beatles, and he's had certainly some respect after the Beatles. But he will always have that curse. He will always have the curse of being in the Beatles, which is not a bad thing. To say that's a bad thing would be just silly. And the same with like Robert Plant. Robert Plant, he was a guy that was done with Zeppelin. He could have went back to the well. He could have went back with the Zeppelin even after Bonham died. You take a couple of years off, you figure it out, and they could have easily regrouped, and they could have easily done another 10 years, and they could have easily had a couple great albums out of it. But he chose to move on. Like, people, when they feel like they did it, they like to move on. And they're not A lot of these guys aren't chasing the success they originally had. I bet you if you asked Robert Plant, he would tell you that his solo stuff and the stuff he does with, oh my God, I forgot her name. The female singer. I forgot her name. See, I even forgot her name. And they've won all sorts of awards and Grammys and whatnot. He would tell you that he likes his solo stuff just as much as the stuff he did in Zeppelin. 100%. 100%. So no matter what I do, people will always bring it back to Opie and Anthony. And, it's not a bad thing, obviously. It's not a bad thing. Joe's Coffee. Yeah, this Joe's Coffee is all over New York now. I love Joe's Coffee. They crush Starbucks. They crush the Starbucks. Oh, yeah. Hey, Mario, how about donating $15? How about that? That would be nice. Some fibers and likes. That would be really, really nice. Did you get anything? Did you get your wife anything special this year? I mean, yeah, I did. A couple nice things. I'm not gonna share that with you, but yeah, a couple very thoughtful things this year. I try. I was in a panic. I think if you follow these live streams, I was in a panic a couple days ago. Didn't really know what to get her this year. And we were wandering around, and I saw two things that I really, really liked. So yeah, we're good. We weren't good a couple days ago. I was definitely panicking, but now we're good. Yeah, let me sit over here for a sec, see what you guys are up to. And I got to turn this off soon because I really do gotta do some real shopping. And you could just feel it in the air. What happens in New York? What time is it? Yeah, it's 9:30. You would think there'd be way more people out, but New York starts really late. They say it's a city that never sleeps. The fact is that hopefully the video is still good. If it's not, let me know. I can move on to somewhere else. They call it the city that never sleeps, but the other side of it is, it takes a while for people to get going, and you could feel it in the air. Like you could just feel they're coming out, and it happens quick. Easily 15 minutes from now, it could be just packed all around me. Oh, Leno knows you guys are not car guys. Funny. Thanks, Mike O'Donnell. Mike, I was just editing you into the next episode of Tuesdays at Get Parts. I'm going to premiere that later today, so I hope you guys put on your notifications. I premiered on YouTube, and then I moved it over to Facebook. So put on your notifications for my YouTube channel, Opie Radio. The next episode is kind of our Christmas episode from Get Parts. And it starts with Mike O'Donnell sending a package there that we opened up live on the show. And Mike, for real, thank you very, very much. Your presence on display in my house right now. Actually, where I do my live streaming in the morning. So thank you for that. All right. All right. Oh, do you support union construction work? Oh my God, Craig, what are you crazy? Of course I do. Half the people I know in Philly are all union guys. Got pipe fitters. We got crane operators. Yeah, of course I do. 100%. I wish. I mean, I know this sounds crazy because we don't really work with our hands. When you think unions in general, I always think about people that work with their hands and work really hard. But sometimes I wish we kind of had something going with the radio world, because management just completely took advantage of all of us. All of us. $2 from Barrister 1401. Oh, crop dust on the sidewalk with his skunk farts. Thank you, Barrister. Merry Christmas to you. And if you're getting offended because I'm saying Merry Christmas, I say Merry Christmas for the simple reason that when I think of Christmas, I think of Santa Claus. So I kind of take the religious angle out of Christmas. I really do. To me, it's Santa Claus. It's a fun. I call it a fun, made-up holiday. I don't really acknowledge the roots of Christmas that much. I know about them, but when I think about it, I think about good old Santa Claus. Wings, Venus and Mars, very good. That's one of the album covers in that documentary I saw, by the way, Mike O'Donnell, to bring it all around. If you're just checking this out, really good Netflix documentary. It's called Put the Circle in the Square. And it's about these two guys that hung out with Pink Floyd. The one guy just happened to be, I love these stories. The one guy was just living across the street from a whole bunch of guys that were having a whole bunch of fun. And this one guy goes, man, they look like a lot of fun and they're really hip. And he went over there and befriended them. And those people turned out to be Pink Floyd before anyone knew who Pink Floyd was. And then he met another guy there and they went into business together and they started doing album cover art. And they did most of Pink Floyd's album covers. They did a few for Paul McCartney and many other album covers you know and love. Peter Gabriel, Ten Say. I think they did a Black Sabbath album. And the documentary is all about these two guys and their company they put together because they met Pink Floyd. It's a damn good documentary. And Venus and Mars is one of the albums. But the funny thing is, well, I'm not going to give it away. That album is significant in the Netflix documentary. So I'll leave it. Alison Krauss. Thank you, Mike O'Donnell. Yeah, Alison Krauss. I guarantee you that Robert Plant would say, hey, man, I know you guys love the Led Zeppelin. I understand that. But I'm also proud of the stuff I did with the Honey Drippers. I'm proud of the stuff I did with Alison Krauss. And that's just how it goes. Speaking of Robert Plant, oh, my God. Useless information coming out. Some of this useless information, I'm really surprised that it took me this long to even know this stuff. But Robert Plant was not the original choice for this new band, Led Zeppelin. Story goes, oh, these dogs, Jesus. The story goes, oh man, this is a good vantage point. I'm going to sit here for a second. The story goes that Jimmy Page and John Paul Jones, they were starting a new band. They were done with the Yardbirds. They're starting a new band that would become Led Zeppelin. And the first choice of a singer was a guy I never really heard of. And I wanted to remember this for the live stream, and I forgot already. But his nickname was something Lungs. This guy could sing his ass off. And Jimmy Page and John Paul Jones went to him and said, hey, man, we're starting this new band. We want you to be our lead singer. And he was well known in the rock world. And for whatever reason, he couldn't do it. I think he was touring with the Stones or something. He basically told these guys, look, I'm touring with the Stones. I don't know what he was doing with the Stones. I want to look into this guy's life a little more. Maybe if someone has the name so you guys could, do some research on your own. And so the guy's like, look, I can't right now. I got to go on tour with the Stones. I got a couple other little things I'm doing, but he was interested. But the guys were impatient. And so this guy whose nickname is something Lungs. Let me spin. I'm spinning through the chat. If you had something good, please repost it. He goes, but I know this guy, Robert Plant. He goes, you should look into him. So the guy that was supposed to be the lead singer of Zeppelin, some would say the greatest rock band of all time, was in a position where he couldn't really take the gig. He was hoping they would wait. They weren't going to wait. So he goes, all right, well, you should look into this Robert Plant guy. But if you grab Robert Plant, you're going to have to take the drummer too. And the rest is history. That's how Led Zeppelin was formed. They were gonna have a go at it with this other guy and not Robert Plant. And for the life of me, I can't remember his name. I didn't recognize his name. But everybody in the rock world in the late 60s, 70s, and beyond respected this guy big time. And I think he also passed on being the lead singer of Deep Purple as well. I believe he was trying to do his own thing. And even though he had like just such a great rock voice, obviously, if you don't have the good writing around you and the the catchy songs, then you fall by the wayside. And I think that's what happened to this guy. I just got a fiver. Good morning, GH, and Merry Christmas from the missus and I. Hope that you and the family have a wonderful and blessed weekend. Damn, thank you, brother. Merry Christmas to you, Mr. Kill Everything. Thanks for supporting me this whole year. I greatly appreciate it. I've seen you many, many times. Yeah, I mean, we're in it. Last minute shopping, staying up all night to rap, then running to Philly for Christmas Eve, then running back, driving back here really, really late Christmas Eve, and then doing Christmas in the city. Oh my God. I hope somewhere in there we actually like breathe and enjoy it, because it just feels like it's just go, go, go. So what your children asked for this year? Well, all electronic shit. I mean, I could tell you this. We got my son a really nice drone. He's into the drone thing. So over the years, I've gotten him drones, and they're just shitty. Because he was young too. They were just shitty ones. They go up in the air, and then the wind takes them, and then the damn thing is gone on someone else's roof, and then you get it off the roof, and then it falls to the ground, it breaks, and you can't put it back together. So we finally went all in. We got him a drone that's absolutely gonna survive. Hypnosis and Hardy album covers, Mike O'Donnell. Yeah, but Hypnosis is spelled with a G. Yes, but that's the guys in that documentary put the circle in the square. Yes, and Hardy was, I think, the third guy that came onto the scene and was part of their company. Yes, very good. Thank you. Sitting on a park bench. Hell yeah. How do you feel about Dynamite? Those NEW fights were rough. You're due, Tommy. We've touched on the Dynamite stuff. Over the years, I try to take responsibility for stuff. I'm sure I got more stuff I got to take responsibility for. But we talked about Dynamite. That was just stupid. The company. These dogs are driving me nuts. Yeah, let me walk this way. You know what? Let me walk. I'll walk this way. A little radio history. There was a time when we were at WNEW, they had just the sickest lineup. They had me and Anthony. They had Ron and Fez. They had Don and Mike. Wasn't a fan, but the radio chick was doing really well. The sports guys ended up moving on separately and having very successful careers. And it was just completely mismanaged by not necessarily our bosses at NEW, but by the company. They really wanted the lineup to be Howard Stern in the morning and me and Anthony in the afternoons across all their radio stations. But then Howard Stern just caused such a stink. Look, I talk from a place where it's over. I get it. But there was a time, man, we were nipping at his heels, and he knew that. And he did not want to make it any easier for us. So he raised a stink, and the company should have said, shut your mouth. We're paying you millions of dollars. This is what we're going to do. And then the same thing with Don and Mike. Don and Mike were the kings of afternoons in Washington. And, because of a contract thing we were going through, they had to put us in afternoon drive. And they had to yank Don and Mike from their sweet spot where they were just crushing it. But to make it okay for Don and Mike, they syndicated them to New York, and now they were going to be the midday show across the company. And then we started fighting over that.
I don't even work every week at this time. Sometimes like 2 or 3 weeks a month. Yeah, sometimes. I do like 15, 17 shows. That's a
So
lot.
we had a dumb radio war, and what the company should have done was like knock it off. I should have said knock it off. And to be honest, Don reached out to me more than once, a couple times. Said, "Hey man, why don't we get some steaks and talk?" And I was just a cocky son of a bitch. If you want to know the truth, it worked. It worked in my career, and it also hurt me in my career. I understand that. And I was like, "Go f yourself." And that's on me. I should have took him up on that. I didn't, and the rest is history. But I don't know what he thinks. But I literally have no issues with Don and no issues with Mike. And I wish I did that whole thing very differently. But that's the old water under the bridge. And this sucks. There's a lot of just trinkets here. I'm even trying to show you cool stuff here, and it just sucks. See how many more people arrived 10 minutes later, like I said? Another 10 minutes, forget it. Forget it. All right, I got to leave this area. Let me go over here, wrap up, because I really got to do real Christmas shopping for the stocking stuffers. That's my goal today. All right. Dude, do you do nothing but bitch cheer up, you ass clown? That's not true, Sean. Is it part of it? Of course. If you choose to click, I'm loving doing Tuesdays at Get Parts. I got a playlist on my Facebook and on my YouTube. You're on YouTube, so the playlist is called "See You Next Tuesday." You will literally see zero bitching, zero. But the problem is when I'm doing these live streams, people just want to talk about Opie and Anthony, or a lot of people want to. The Coverdale Page album is great. It wasn't bad, right, John? I remember that shit. Ross Dogg's Broken Spirit. Oh, when you consider doing a show with Fred Norris after Howard retires, oh my God. I think by the time Howard retires, Fred Norris will retire as well there, Ross Dogg's Broken Spirit. Fred Norris, shit, man, this is the stupid shit, but Fred Norris, that's lovely. Fred Norris is an incredibly talented radio guy. And, I don't know, to be fair, I don't know if Howard tried and it didn't work, but I feel like he was underutilized as far as being on mic. Because, like, Fred Norris, when I look, wasn't a huge fan of Howard Stern, but certainly heard him over the years. Of course I have, but it wasn't my go-to show or anything like that. But the stuff I heard from Fred Norris when he was on the air, I'm like, this guy's fucking weird. And weird is awesome on the radio. You can get a lot out of that, someone like that. And then he's really, really, really knowledgeable. So, but of course, like, I would love to just have Fred on anything I do, of course. Oh my God, I would love that. But, he ain't doing anything outside Howard. And when Howard retires, I think Fred will pretty much put down his mic as well, because they're about the same age. I think they're both in their early 70s at this point. Joe Gleason, Love Hypnosis. See, it's hit. Yeah, that's the title. Well, not the title, but that's the company they started. Once again, Netflix documentary. It's called "Put the Circle in the Square," something like that. And it's all about this company, Hypnosis. The G drives me nuts in their company name. It's really, really good. Right on there, Joe. Yeah, I watched it last night. I couldn't get enough of it. All right. Thanks for the fibers. Geez, got a couple fibers. I'm going to get oh, wait, somebody. Mr. Sir 718, while you're over there, get hot chocolate or latte from No Chewing Allowed. What's No Chewing Allowed? What is that? Because I'm leaving this area because this is just a whole bunch of junk they're selling here. Let me give it one more spin. So starting to open up the booths. It's kind of festive, but yeah, they're all rolling up their stuff and getting started. This is what I mean, man. 2 days before Christmas, and they're only opening up their stands at like 10 o'clock, basically.
We're gonna do it all over again.
Hey, man, there's nothing going on. Oh, damn. Merry Christmas. I'm local, bro. Yeah. Good luck ripping off the Taurus. Merry Christmas, everybody. These guys don't play. I know when to shut my mouth. These guys don't play. Let me tell you something. A little tip. If you decide to get in one of these, I'm not even going to show their signs. That they will jump on me. As soon as you sit, they hammer you. Some of these rides could cost you like $100 for like 15, 20 minutes. A quick $100, probably even more. So, all right. I'm out of this area. All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Wow, that's quite the compliment. Look at this compliment. Opie and Anthony is #1 entertainment of all time, including caveman dancing for other cavemen in 10,000 BC. Very nice. Very, very nice. All right. All right. I just spun through the comments. Okay, I think we're good. Hey, what? Wait. What's it like knowing you are the least successful unit out of the O&A and Ron and Fez world? Even Steve Carlisi did better than you. All right, thanks, brother. I appreciate your hate. 2 days before Christmas, Marcy, and you had to just throw your hate at me. Thank you. Want to wish you a very Merry Christmas, and I hope you get a handle of your hate in 2024, because that's hurting you. That's hurting you, Marcy. You understand that, right? I hope you understand that. I know what I did in my career, and I'm at peace with what I accomplished in my career, and that's all I have to say about that. I know your goal is to just try to hurt me and knock me down a little bit. I know your goal is to burn out my candle so yours burns a little brighter. All right, guys. I'm going to go now. Thanks for checking out my live stream. Hit the like on the way out. I greatly appreciate it. It helps when I live stream. What else? Oh, God, these plugs don't work. If you gave me a fiver, thank you. Let me get Marcy off the screen. Let's end with somebody that's just lovely. Merry Christmas coming in. Thank you. Thank you, Sarah. See, like I said, and I got to do a better job with it. You choose what you focus on. We all get the hate, whether you're in the public eye or just a person trying to make a damn living. We all get the hate, and it's really up to you what you decide to focus on. That's my Christmas message to you. And to you, Marcy, I hope you find something in your life that you really, really like, so you don't have to search out stuff you don't like and try to beat the crap out of them. That's my wish for you in the coming new year. My candle's stuffed out. All right, that's kind of... See, I don't take any of this seriously. And you can see I didn't block you or anything, and now you just made me laugh. My candle is snuffed out. Jesus, Marcy. Fair enough, Marcy. Fair enough. See, now you made me laugh. Now that's got to be a little weird for you. You came here to hate on me. You assumed I would get mad and block you, and then you turn around and make me laugh. Merry Christmas, Marcy, for real. Honestly, like I've said many, many times, I don't take I think one of my problems over the years was that I took everything way too seriously, and it just took its toll on me. And it took many, many years to get to a place where this is all just nonsense now. This is all just mopping up time. So there you go. I admitted a couple little things for you today. All right. Tuesdays at Get Parts. The playlist is called See You next Tuesday. It's on YouTube. Really proud of that. Having fun. We rarely talk about Opie and Anthony. It's its own thing. The goal of that show is just to have fun with people I really care about and like. And you're not going to really hear a lot of hate. You're not going to hear a lot of drama. You're not going to hear a lot of toxicity. And you're not really going to hear Opie and Anthony talk.
What's happening?
It's its own thing. So check those out. I'm going to prepare. Oh, damn, look at this. Well, now, strawberry. That's mango. Mango and Oreo. But I'm on a diet. Damn it. Oh, look at that. I'll show the people. Come see this fine young gentleman. I'm on a diet. Oh, yeah. Give the piece. Yankees fan. All right. Oreo hot chocolate. Oh, man, you got some good stuff. I'm on a diet, though. I would crush this right now. Thank you, sir. All right. Good luck to you. All right. Merry Christmas. Yeah, and you won't hear any Opie and Anthony talk. Okay, I said all that. Oh, I know what I was going to say. This is the plug. I'm premiering a new episode of that. It's our little Christmas get-together at Get Parts. And I'm premiering that next episode, hopefully after the Bills game, maybe. Yeah, after the Bills game. So put on your notifications. I premiere them on YouTube, and then I move them over to Facebook after that. All right, guys. If I don't talk to you, King of all diffs, you're the man. If I don't talk to you, have a very, very Merry Christmas. Actually, I might turn this on later tonight, too, when I'm just wrapping presents all night. I might do that. I don't know. I got stuff to figure out. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. Bye-bye now.